What's happening, gang? It's your boy Retro back again with another reaction video. Yeah. Today we got another huge update. I know you guys could probably already tell it's going down just by that title alone. Today we're seeing what looks to be like Fox News The 5 host Jessica Tarlov's last day on the set. That Trump derangement syndrome took over and made her say some very questionable things. This newest update, I'm excited to get into it. So I'm gonna hop straight into it. So make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Before we get into it, you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for your boy. Without further ado, let's hop straight in it, guys.
So, Jessica, this flip-flop with the straws is, again, one of the many 9 from, she's not in favor of banning fracking anymore, to all of the other things from, mandatory gun buybacks and decriminalizing border crossings. But wouldn't it be nice if we heard from her instead of a spokesperson, at least on the plastic straw thing?
She did an interview last week. She sat down with Dana. Listen.
Oh, come on. That fake, phony, scripted interview. She had all the questions. She even had no cue card. She's talking about the CNN Dana Bash interview that she sat next to her VP, Tim Walz, on. Got babysat for the interview. Got placated for. I mean, come on. We got no answers there. Just, you can't tell me that you got all your answers from that CNN interview. Like, what?
The goalposts could not be moved any further. I understand this is something that aggravates the media because all we want to do is to have people accessible to us so we can constantly talk about them and scrutinize every single thing that they said. But
Jessica Tarlov literally lives in a false reality. This right here goes to show you that delusion where she is saying that we need Kamala Harris's presence in the media every day so she could be scrutinized and picked apart. No, that's not what it is. We need her to at least be a little bit transparent so we know what she stands for, her policies. Look at this long list of Kamala Harris's flip-flops where she's went back on things she said or retracted her statement. Banning plastic straws, EV mandate, banning fracking, assault weapons, mandatory buyback program, decriminalizing border crossings, border wall funding, federal job guarantee, Medicare for all. I mean, come on, you guys. She's not explained her stance or her flip-flop on the stance. Any of these topics right here, yet Jessica Tarlov feels satisfied. I don't understand that. I really just don't.
Accessible to us so we can constantly talk about them and scrutinize every single thing that they said. But this would carry a lot more weight if she hadn't just sat down with Dana Bash. She is doing debate prep. If you want to mock her for trying to be prepared for what could be the biggest night of her life, that's going to fall on, it's in bad taste, false ears. I don't know what the right saying is for it. Kamala Harris is running a campaign that is resonating with the American public. That's just a fact about it. She has moved.
Oh my, and the fact that she has to say that's just the fact about it knows that that's not just the fact. She's not resonating well with the American people. She's resonating well with your fake, silly polls. That's what it is. Jessica Tarlov's already exposed her playbook. She goes and relies heavily on the polls and where the lamestream media outlet polls have Kamala Harris at. And she's saying that all of America loves Kamala Harris. That's not the facts. You go to the streets, people are saying otherwise. Most folks don't even know who she is. I mean, let's just be real. If you're really asking about Kamala Harris, she's not front-facing enough or forward enough with her policies, open enough for people to even know what she's about, who she stands for, who she is as a candidate. Like, listen to this lady.
Is running a campaign that is resonating with the American public. That's just a fact about it. She has moved so far ahead of where Joe Biden was, up 7-8 points in some of these states.
She moved past where Joe Biden was because he was literally just a sitting candidate. He was doing nothing whatsoever. We've seen as soon as that debate came, Joe Biden was exposed for being literally a non-functioning human being at this point. I mean, come on. It's not hard to beat that guy. He's not even moving.
Moved so far ahead of where Joe Biden was, up 7-8 points in some of these states. She just pulled in $361 million in fundraising in August. That's triple what Trump brought in. And the most exciting part of that is that 1.3 million of those donors are new donors, people who haven't given in this cycle at all. And the stories that people are trying to pin on her, like the Washington Post did this deep dive into the turnover within her office, also citing the fact, by the way, that Mike Pence had 83% turnover in his office if you're using the same standards. But these quotes are ludicrous. Like someone who worked for her said, it's stressful to brief her because she read all the materials and annotated it and prepared to talk through it. God forbid the woman actually read the briefing book. And this all flies in the face of what people had said about her, that she was unprepared, that she was pissed at people for not prepping her. It was all about how she took this so seriously that she took it like a prosecutor would and was like, I'm not just going to do this because you told me to. I'm going to ask you why. And I have not met yet a real live Democrat who says, you know what I'm really mad about? That I don't see Kamala Harris all the time in big interviews. They're watching her at rallies. They're listening to what she had to say. They're high off the DNC 100%, and they're giving their money.
Jesse.
High off the DNC, guys. Oh my, this false reality that Jessica Tarlov lived, it's really sad to see. I mean, there is a lot of people stuck in this delusional state, false reality, and it's really just sad to see that she is completely bought into this false narrative. Kamala Harris is just such a wonderful. I just can't see how I want to know what she sees right now. Sometimes I find it hard to believe that even Jessica Tarlov believes the things that she's saying. I mean, maybe she's just not hearing herself. The self-consciousness is not there. She's not self-aware because the things she say, oh my goodness, she takes the cake. She takes the cake on that Trump derangement syndrome.
They're watching her at rallies.
She doesn't even believe that.
Jesse?
The Kamala whole,
I do.
It's fading. She's fading. Her numbers are fading. She peaked in August. Everybody knows it. Nate Silver now gives Donald Trump a 62% chance of winning the Electoral College. I don't care how much money she raises.
Silver's mad about his convention bond.
I don't care how much money she raises. Hillary raised twice as much as Trump, and he smoked her. She's reading these briefing books about policy because she doesn't know what her policies are. That's why she's cramming, because she has no idea what happened the last 4 years, and she has no idea what she's supposed to say because she doesn't know, because she doesn't have an opinion. She's an opportunist who just rode the machine to the top and got lucky because Joe crapped out. If the media is saying, Jessica, that she's dodging scrutiny, they're the ones who were supposed to scrutinize her.
Well, they are.
What are they? No, how?
They're writing these junk pieces.
They're not writing junk pieces. They're writing about how she's a great cook and how she's filled with joy. If you had a fair media, they'd be writing stuff about like, oh, only committing to one debate? Well, where are you? You're a flip-flopper. You don't know what you believe. That's how it would be in real life. This is like a cook complaining about the food. You cooked it. It's their job to interview these people. You don't even hear them yelling anything interesting when she's going up the steps. She wants the job, but she doesn't want to do the job. She wants to be able to coast through November on these vague platitudes about vibes and values without ever having to explain what she believes, because she's told what she believes. She doesn't have any core beliefs. She's basically a California socialist that failed up, and here we are. Donald Trump has to do this at the debate. He has to define who she is. Right now, he's been able to do that, but he has to repeat it. If he just gets into this repetitive thing, this is who she is, this is what she believes, this is why she's hiding, this is why she's scared, that will sink in. If he's not able to do that, then she does have a shot.
It's big of you to admit that.
All right, Greg.
Well, I mean, the rise of Kamala isn't surprising at all. It should happen she really moved ahead of Joe Biden. That's because a corpse doesn't move. That's how she's.
Thank you, Greg Gutfeld, coming out the gate with the best point, hitting the nail on the head. Jessica Tarlov trying to argue the point that Kamala Harris is doing so much, polling so much further ahead of Joe Biden, where this guy was literally a sitting duck. He was doing nothing, sitting on his hands inside of the White House, or maybe even on the beach somewhere in Delaware. I mean, come on, you guys. That's not really a benchmark or a goal to hit. Beating Joe Biden is no task to tackle. I'll say that much.
She's showing how different she is from Joe. She actually has a pulse, and meanwhile, they're putting him behind a tiny desk as a form of humiliation to create even more distance. And the media got right behind her. So she should be going up. But I agree with Jesse. It seems to be leveling up. But I want to go back to the flip-flopping. It's great to change your mind, but you got to show your work. I've hated the Red Hot Chili Peppers for 20 years now. Everybody knows that. I ran on it in 2016. But if today I come out and I say, you know what, Californication is a classic album, everybody would be justifiably suspicious. You need to know what happened. I need to show my work. Did this come from months of pondering? What Kamala is doing is not an internal decision. It's not born from contemplation. It's external. It comes because an election is coming and she has to change her mind, which leads to the bigger question. If you're changing your mind because a majority of voters who reside in the sensible middle prefer those positions, why don't you take those positions in times when there aren't elections? What does it say about your positions that you adopt them now and not when people aren't paying attention? Shouldn't that tell you something that maybe you're secretly, not so secretly, ashamed that, when voters are paying attention, you drop your actual beliefs? I don't know. That's like me suddenly liking the Red Hot Chili Peppers because some girl I'm dating says it's her favorite band. None of my friends would buy it. They would go, "That's ridiculous, Greg. You've hated him forever. Why are you wearing a Red Hot Chili Peppers t-shirt?" And I'm going, "Oh, I think Anthony Kiedis is a talented singer." They go, "No, it's not. It's because of her."
Gonna get angry mail from the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
There aren't any fans anymore.
Yo, there we have it, guys. We're seeing Jessica Tarlov wrapped up in that delusional state that she lives in. She's going to say that Kamala Harris has done enough in her book. She's been very forthcoming, transparent with her policies, and very open about her agenda. I don't know what world this lady Jessica Tarlov lives in, but I've heard enough. This is nails on a chalkboard every single time she gets up there and she starts trying to paint this picture or, gaslight the viewer, push these lies. Jessica Tarlov is not dumb. She knows what she's doing. Trying to continue this lamestream media outlook on Kamala Harris, trying to push in there to say that Kamala Harris is some grand candidate. No, the American people have seen enough, especially those on the left who were once in support of Kamala Harris. Folks are growing more and more aware of Camp Out Comrade Kamala's strategies, how she's trying to get elected and steal a vote from those on the left. She's trying to hide out as much as possible, leave everything up to a mystery hearsay. You notice that you never get a direct statement from Kamala Harris, and there's a reason for that. You can't really point the finger or put the blame on someone when they can easily weasel their way out of it and say, "Hey, that wasn't me that put out that message," or "That message was incorrect, and I'm going to go ahead and remove whoever put out that statement." And that's the reason why we keep seeing Kamala Harris ducking and dodging, making sure that it is not directly coming from the source, guys. Hop in the comment section and let me know your thoughts. Do you guys think this tactic of hiding out, Camp Out Comrade Kamala, is this going to help or hinder her come November 5th, guys? Hop in the comment section. Let me know what you're thinking. Also, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you enjoy more content like this, I'll catch you guys on the next week.